أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, we will continue with our fifth session of Surah Yasin. Last week, we started the parable of the messengers. And inshallah, today we will continue with that. We will go forward a little bit, inshallah. So I will go back to the, again, beginning of this parable and start from there. And just to give the big picture of the chapter, it started talking about the revelation. It was speaking to human, started talking about revelation and its certainty, about its truthfulness. Then started talking about the message and messengers. Then talked about people and patterns of behavior, which are from the very beginning against accepting the message. And they bring up some excuses for that. And there's this other group of people who are prone to accept the message, and those people were who are open to message. This was one of their characteristics. Then the Creator brought the conversation to resurrection and how things are being written or recorded in a clear record. So also highlighting the responsibility of human and also nothing being lost. So these were brought to our attention so far. And now in this big image, big picture of message, messenger, and the hereafter. And of course, there's this whole much bigger message of the Creator speaking to me, the Creator taking care of things, the Creator recording. So we pretty much see that the whole major messages of Quran has been mentioned within the beginning of the chapter. And now we continue with this metaphor at verse number 13. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا أَصْحَابَ الْقَرْيَةِ إِذْ جَاءَهَا الْمُرْسَلُونَ. And we talked about these verses last week. I'm quickly going to go through them and give them a parable. The story of how the people of a township behaved when our message bearers came unto them. إِذْ أَرْسَلْنَا إِلَيْهِمُ اثْنَيْنِ فَكَذَّبُوهُمَا. And when we sent them two messengers, they gave lie to both. They denied both. فَعَزَّزْنَا بِثَالِثٍ فَقَالُوا إِنَّا إِلَيْكُمْ مُرْسَلُونَ. And when we strengthened, supported them with a third one, they all together said, indeed, we are sent to you as messengers, message bearers. Then there was a response back. قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. The others answered, we are nothing but mortal men like ourselves. Moreover, the most gracious, the most merciful has never bestowed anything of revelation from on high. You do nothing but lie. So this is how they responded back. And this was the last verse that we discussed last week. So let's start from here. So when we were discussing verse number 15, so the interesting thing in here is the dynamics between, I guess overall in this metaphor, the dynamics between the messengers and the people of this township, how they respond back to those messengers. And at the beginning of the surah, the mindset of those who reject the message was, they were denying because their forefathers were not warned, as if this was their excuse. They were saying, or I am saying, this is how I was born into, within our culture, this is how it is, this is what the truth is. Or even, this is how I have been living for the last 34 or 35 years. I'm not going to change my ways. What you're telling to me is new. This can be said towards a human messenger, but also it can be something new happens. Like it might be a newborn baby, which requires me to change the way I live, because it's a new creation that I am being put into. But I might insist saying that, no. For the last 35 years, I was behaving like that, and I will keep behaving like that. Not only in the behavior level, but also how I interpret the existence. So relying on my past, I might push back. And in here, we are seeing something extra. So these people are, again, pushing back since they are being mentioned as the people of the town. In this metaphor, what we are seeing is as if we are also relying on some groups and saying that since our group, it might be like our community of, let it be scientists or let it be clergy, doesn't matter, using this as a support to deny the messengers. But the interesting thing in here is when they deny, they are not taking the message into account at all. What they are saying is قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا. إلا بشر مثلنا. So they are saying that you are nothing but humans like us. So as if there's this level, so you're a human like me, so how come that you're going to tell me something? As if this hierarchy within the society is being mentioned in here again to say that you are no one to tell me any message. So rather than looking at, let me see what you're telling, then I'm going to either accept or reject what you're saying. But before anything else, they look at their persons, and them being human is becoming the reason for them to reject the messengers. And on top of that, then they also deny the concept of revelation altogether. وَمَا أَنزَلَ الرَّحْمَنُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. And Most Gracious has never bestowed anything, or he does not bestow things down anyways. This is the attitude, the lack of expectation for a revelation. So in the first place, they say you're nothing but a human. But in the second place, even if you were something different, we are not expecting for revelation anyways. This is the interesting response in there. Zainab is talking, I guess. Zainab, can you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. Okay. And then as a result of these two statements, they say in antum la takdhibun, you are doing nothing, but you are lying. Now let's come to verse number 16. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون. So as a response to this denial from those people, how would you expect, what sort of a response would you expect from messengers? Something that proves their messengerhood, right? This is what we would expect. So how do they respond? They say, قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون. So they said, our sustainer knows that we have indeed been sent unto you. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. But we are not bound to do more than clearly deliver the message. So reading it in the face value, it sounds an awkward way of proving your point. Think of it this way. So police is knocking your door, and then you don't believe that they're police. So you say, well, your clothes doesn't look like police clothes. And also a police didn't knock our door for the last 10 years. Indeed, you are a liar. This is how you responded back to the police. Then the police says, well, our chief knows that actually we are police that are sent to you. So how would you say, how would you respond for if the police respond to you as such? What would you say? Are you kidding? Or Atiq, please go ahead.
I'd ask them for like verification, some sort of evidence to prove that they are police.
Yeah, you would ask for some sort of an identification or anything, right? But this is the only sentence that they say. How is this an identification, right? And Quran is apparently giving this sentence to us as those messengers' identification. How is the sentence helping you, me, to identify a messenger, do you think? Anyone, Atiq included, if anybody wants to make a comment about that. How is this sentence, I'm just repeating the question, how is this sentence helping me to identify without any doubt, because there's this indeed in the sentence, without any doubt, the messenger telling me that our sustainer knows that we are sent to you. How is this becoming an evidence to me? How am I expected to get some sort of a conviction out of this sentence? Any ideas? Atiq, yeah, go ahead, please.
I guess if you believe in a sustainer, you would also believe that he's taking care of your every need, and that one of these needs is that you need a messenger. And so this is the answering of that need.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. So, because in here, the messengers are saying, indeed, our sustainer. So I guess our in here can refer to the sustainer of the three messengers, but also it can be, since let's say the messengers are having this conversation with the people, they might be saying our sustainer altogether. So actually they are pointing to some fact that aren't we being sustained in the first place? Just let's look at ourselves. We are being taken care of very carefully, don't we? So once this is established, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be that you and I need to believe in a sustainer, but even that sentence calls me to think about it. Don't we have a sustainer? Who is your sustainer? Who is my sustainer? Look, we are all being sustained in the same way. We breathe the same air. So our sustainer must be the same, because you are not breathing something else and I'm breathing something else. We are within the same universe, benefiting from the same system, which means we must be sustained by the same one. Very good. And as Atiq very beautifully said, I am in need of being instructed. But why? There's another word in between there. رَبُّنَا يَعْلَمُ. So our Lord knows, our sustainer knows. So when I look at the universe, what do I see? Things are coming into being within an order, within a knowledge, showing that whoever is giving this existence or putting things into within this order must be knowing every tiny detail. I don't see any randomness here. What I see is just the contrary. Everything is within perfect knowledge. Everything is manifestation of knowledge. For instance, this was our slides a few weeks back. So when I look at this seed and this plant coming out of this seed, what do I say? What I observe here? So it is that the information of this plant was known ahead of time, and step by step it is being, if you like, written in front of my eyes. So knowledge is being seen. So now if I combine these two, the messengers are coming and telling me that you and I have a sustainer, a provider who is knowledgeable, who is aware of every single detail. in this existence, whatever you observe is manifestation of his knowledge. So he knows that you are in need of air, therefore he provides you with air. He knows that you are in need of food, therefore he sends the rain and the sunlight and the fruits and everything so that you are going to be provided and sustained. And now coming back to Atiq's point, how about your need for guidance? Aren't you in need of guidance? Because in the previous verse, in verse 15, they were denying the concept of messenger first and then the message. They were saying that you are like humans, so they don't accept a message from such people. Plus they say, Rahman, the merciful, doesn't reveal anything anyways. And now in the 16th, actually, they are giving a perfect response to their initial claims. They are saying you are being provided, you are being sustained by the all-knowledgeable one, who is not going to ignore your utmost need, which is, what's the purpose of this existence? Why am I in here? Why am I dying? Why all my beloved ones are dying? Where are they going? Is it going to be the end? What's the purpose? So this is the biggest need of my humanity. For my animal side, food, air, water is the biggest need. But when it comes to my human side, my utmost need, without which I wouldn't be provided, is the message, which should come through human messengers so that I can learn and follow. And this is what I think those messengers are making as an argument here. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون. Indeed, our sustainer knows that we have been sent unto you. So they are so, the sureness is, again, looking at ourselves, looking at the existence. This is a verifiable sentence, a claim, and it's very to the point. It's not like, are you kidding me? Your chief knows that you are, I mean, where is your identification card? This statement itself is the identification card, actually. And another thing in this verse is, they say, indeed, we have been sent unto you. So, as if now there is this, we are sent to you is, so why do you think there's this emphasis in terms of ilaykum? For instance, the verse could have been like this. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا لمرسلون. Indeed, our sustainer knows that indeed we have been sent as messengers. But there's this ilaykum in there, sent unto you, indeed sent to you as messengers. Why is there this, what does this sentence tell you specifically by the emphasis on this, me being the addressee of the message? Any ideas? Brother Birkan, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the great discussion. Like related to your question, why there is this ilaykum, and also so the verse, it says inna mursalun. So it's like we are among those who sent down, or something like that, right? We are among messengers. We are messengers. It's saying that, you know, there are these messengers, and we are among them. And like related to previous verse as well. So people denying the idea of messengership. They denying, like beyond denying that you are not a messenger, or saying that you are not messenger, they also denying the idea, the concept of messengership. Because they say, our Rabb, the most gracious, has never bestowed anything from on high. Our sustainer has never bestowed anything from on high. So there are no such thing as messenger. But here it says, no, we are messengers. So there are such thing as messenger, and you know that. So when verse says, Rabbena ya'lamu, like our Rabb knows that we are messenger, we can also read it as, you know that. I mean, look around you, look at the creation, as you were saying, that when you look at the creation, you will easily confirm that there are messengers, and we are among them. And also ilaykum, so we are not just messengers floating around, wandering around and telling generic things to whomever we face. No, we are messengers who are specifically sent to you. That means our Lord knows about you, our Lord knows about your needs, your desires, your weaknesses. He knows you, and we are for you as a solution. We are sent for you specifically to solve your problems, to guide you. So this intimate relationship between Lord and the servant, or myself and my sustainer, necessitates that there will be some messengers, or a messenger, or messengers that would speak to me specifically. This is what I need, and this is what creation, universe tells me. That my Lord knows. So when I look, I will know it as well. That I need messengers specifically sent to me. This is what I understand. Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakallah khair. Yes. For instance, when the baby is born, the milk that is sent to baby is exactly what the baby needs. Or when I look at the air that I breathe, the one who sends me the air must be the one who created my lungs, because it's perfectly aligned. What I am in need of is the thing that I am being provided with. So now when the messenger says, look, our sustainer who is knowledgeable, who has the full knowledge, is, or first of all, must send you, as Atik was pointing to, must send you a messenger. Also, this messenger must be a perfect match for your needs. So first, be in that expectation. Check yourself. What are your needs? Because on the basis of my needs, I am going to face the messenger. If I am unaware of myself, then, which is the case as it is being depicted in those people, they are unaware of themselves. This mindset is relying on the past as if it has some value, some inherent value. Just check this. Is it really satisfying any of your needs? So as much as I realize my weaknesses, my reality as a needy creature, then I will start seeing what is going to fill my need. I will then be open to those people or the messengers which are going to fit into this gap in me, because I am missing something, and what the messengers bring is going to fit into here. And this is what messengers are saying. We are exactly what you are in need of. We are sent to exactly fit what is missing in you. So again, reminding me of my missing or neediness of such a thing, and the very thing that the messenger being in place is the response of my creator, our creator, to that need. So this is why messengers are bringing the addressee into the picture as well. They're not saying that here is our identification card. It's not about us only. They are saying it's about you. Check yourself. You are in need of a messenger who is going to bring you that message. See, check yourself. You realize it. Then now look at me. I am that one. Now you can go and check if I am truly satisfying this or filling in this need, this gap. So giving them that, a way to verify my identity actually. But going back to verse 15, the problem is them not being aware of themselves, because they are just taking themselves as humans, but humans in the sense of most likely as animals. Like not the human which is a connection with the meaning of this or the purpose of this existence. Why am I in here? But rather a living being which is here to enjoy the moment. This aspect of it. And they look at the messengers from that lens only. And on this, since there's this denial of message, this categoric denial of message, the next part of the verse 15 follows. The most merciful hasn't revealed anything, hasn't sent down anything anyways. Denial of the message or the scripture comes next. So, and then the response of the messengers in this regard becomes very beautiful actually. It's a single verse consisting of just a few words, but within a few words, so many things is said actually. They said, our sustainer knows that indeed we have been sent unto you. So, very beautifully put, and alhamdulillah, I really appreciated the beauty of such a short but long, short in terms of wording, but long in terms of meaning, sentence from Quran. And then, is there any other comment about this one? If not, I'll continue with verse 17. Okay. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. And then they say, but we are not bound to do more than clearly deliver the message. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. So what do you think? Why are they making this statement? What's the purpose of saying this? Is it supporting the idea that they were rejecting initially? Because they are trying to build their case up against the denial of the people. So, yeah, Atiq, please go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to prove they were sent by the sustainer of the universe by claiming that they have no other reason to really make this claim. There's no other benefit they can really acquire or that they seek in making this claim that they are the messengers.
Jazakallah khair. And also it looks like, yes, they are not receiving anything, which is going to come in the next part of the story as well. They're not expecting anything. I guess that's the first part. But maybe this is not clear to those people yet. This is why in the following parts of this metaphor, a fourth man will come and underline the part that Atiq just mentioned. They are not asking for anything from you. Why are you not listening from them? This is going to come next. But also it looks like in here, they are saying the only thing that we are as if responsible for is to deliver the message clearly. So it's not upon us, for example, to make you understand what we are saying or make you accept what we are saying. We are not going to force you. We are not going to change your hearts. We are not, this is beyond us. We only deliver the message. That's all they say. This is interesting because in the following verses, those people are going to keep rejecting them, but the rejection is not going to stay in the form of, oh no, you are wrong because of this and that. It's not going to stay only in terms of, since they are bringing a message, you can come against them with another message or with another like conversation. It can continue in the conversational domain, but this is not going to be the case. So what the messenger is saying in here is, we only deliver the message, as if we don't touch you, we don't force you, and we do not have power over you other than delivering the message. And also, what do you understand from this message being very clear? Is the message clear for you? What do you mean? What do you understand from that? I mean, we can take again the message as life. Everything in this life existence might be taken as a message. Like the people that you see in your work environment, how they treat you, this might be taken as a message, or just like some random act, or some accident, or some promotion, whatever you take. Do you get them? Do I take them as a message or not? And are they clear messages? So in this first case, if I take the creation itself as messengers carrying me message, are those messages, do I hear this verse from them? وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. Do they tell me that we are nothing but delivering the message? There's nothing upon us other than that. Is this the case? This is the first question. The second version is, when I hear the message from the messengers, is the message really clear, as if self-evident? What do you think about this part? Why do they mention that the message is so clear? Brother Birkan?
Assalamu alaikum again. So I guess as a continuation of the previous verse, so the first letter, wa, ma, so we can, as translator chose to have it as but we can also have it as and, right? So the messengers actually, in one way of reading, with this sentence, with this verse, they're saying that here is, with the previous ayah, they said, okay, here is our identification, or here is our proof, because we are both sustained from the same Lord. You know that you need of guidance, and we are sent to you specifically. It's all about whether the people expecting a messenger or not. And here they are adding to it, saying that, and also look at the message that we brought. You can also confirm our messengership by looking at the message that we brought to you. So you shouldn't separate messenger and the message. The truthfulness of the messenger is bound to the truthfulness of the message, and the vice versa. So the message being clear and being accepted and being in a form that can be confirmed by the people is another evidence for their messengership. So this is exactly a type of message that you've been expecting, because your Lord, if he's sustaining you, he should send a message that would be clear to you, that you can understand, that you can implement, that you can follow. this is the message you've been expecting, right? You've been expecting a clear message. Here it is. Another evidence of my messengership. So I guess this is one way of looking at things.
Jazakallah khair. So then, if I again identify myself properly, this will become a very reasonable explanation, saying that the message that we bring, if you locate yourself properly within this existence, you are going to see that it's a very clear message that is going to fit to your human senses, to your human needs. And also, we have nothing but deliver this message. We do not expect anything from you, and we are not going to do anything to you beyond delivering the message. Jazakallah khair. So I'm going to the next verse, if there is no comments. Okay. Then this is their response. They said, قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم. They said, truly we foresee evil from you. لئن لم تنتهوا, and if you don't finish, if you don't stop doing this, لنرجمنكم, we are going to stone you. وَلَيَمَسَّنَّكُم مِّنَّا عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. And from us, a grievous suffering is going to touch you. As if this way of saying is, it's just going to touch you, but it's going to put you into so much of a suffering. You imagine how bad it's going to be. They are saying it's not that we are going to just kill you or do something. It's just some small of a pain, suffering is going to touch from us to you. So this is a very serious threatening from them. So the messengers were coming up with a message, with delivering the message, and they said, we don't want anything from you, and we don't do anything to you. We just deliver the message. That's it. And this is their response. If you don't stop, because we are seeing evil from you, as if you brought us bad omen. This is another word that the translators use for translating this تطيرنا بكم. So there's bad omen with you, to us. So you brought bad omen on us. So if you don't stop this, we are going to stone you, and a grievous suffering is bound to befall you at our hands. Then we will talk about this, but then the response of the messengers, قالوا طائركم معكم إن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. Then the messengers replied, your destiny, good or evil, is bound up with yourselves. Does it seem evil to you if you are told to take the truth to heart? No, but you are people who wasted their own selves. So let's go back to verse 18 again and see why. What is the rationale behind making such a response? So first, apparently they want to silence those messengers. First question, why would they want to silence the messenger? Because as the messenger says, it's only delivering of the message what they do. They don't force anything upon you. But why is it that the messengers are wanted to be silenced? And when do I do such a thing? When do I want to silence a messenger? Take this question in two ways. When do I want to silence the messenger as it comes in the form of creation to me? Or do I want to? If, let's say, something that I dislike, that is not to my taste, comes comes to me, let it be our classical example nowadays, like an accident. What does it mean, or do I try to silence the messenger? Is the first. The second version of the question, what does it mean to silence a human messenger? Why would I like to stop somebody to deliver such a message? These are the two questions that I would like to ask. If any answers, I will appreciate. Yes, I was about to name them, so they raised their hands. Please go ahead, Ayşen and Abdurrahman.
So I don't know if I can answer your questions directly, but maybe I'll try just to explain like my ideas. So it's interesting where I was, even before you came to these verses, just when we were reading the previous verses, how they were saying, oh, you're not a messenger. And the messenger was saying, you know, our sustainer knows I'm the messenger, and I'm just like clearly bringing you the message. And I was like, wow, what an answer. Like, it's an infuriating answer almost. Like it kind of almost can make you angry. It's like, what kind of response is that? And then in the next one, you come to this, and then that's exactly what they're saying. They're saying, you know, we see evil in you. You know, you now like there's this anger that you're like igniting. And I'm thinking like, why is there this anger at this message? And as you were saying, like a car crash, like let's say, yeah, car crash is a good example. Like, or things happen in your life that you don't like, and maybe you're not happy with them. And then there's this thing that comes and says, and then the message comes and says, you know, this is a message for you. You need to accept it. You need to accept that the car crash happened and that it was not something evil for you. You need to accept that it was a good thing for you. Like there's a message in there. But me, I don't want it. I didn't like the car crash. I don't like a car crash. And I don't want anyone to change my mind about it. I don't want to change my perception of it. You know, this is easier to understand. Let's say I'm like addicted to, let's say, alcohol or something, and a messenger comes and says, stop drinking that. And I'm saying, no, you're evil, because the thing he's asking me to do is against what I like. It's against what I enjoy. So the messenger is saying to me, basically, don't hate the car crash, learn to enjoy it, learn to be at peace with it. And I'm saying, no, I don't want that. You're going against my what I think of good and bad. So I don't like the messenger. I don't like this person telling me that I need to change, or that I need to now open myself up to liking something that I don't like. And then what it comes down to is, yeah, it says like, we will stone you. Like our only answer is, you know, anger or rebellion, or say, no, you're wrong, you're not a message, you know, you know, you want to kill it. And then for like your second question about how does this change for like a human messenger, like how can a human messenger be evil? I mean, I guess it's in like the same terms. Like if a human messenger comes, again, a message is, you know, it could be very good, but it's also very difficult, because a message requires you to, you know, it requires you to change. It requires you to now act differently or to accept it. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy to believe in a message or to accept a message, even if you know it's true. It requires a lot from you, and it requires you to maybe like break a lot of things that are in you. And because of that, like if a human messenger came and I wasn't willing to change, or I wasn't open-minded, or I didn't, you know, if I valued what I thought to be good and bad more than what this messenger was telling me, and if I didn't want to let go of the values that I had, and I said, no, my way is better, then I would, surely my only option is then to like want to, you know, be angry with this person, rebel, and, you know, as they say, like stone that messenger. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. Very beautiful. Yes, and practically this is how it happens, right? If a, let's say I am running after my career plans and something unexpected and disliked happens, and a friend of mine comes and tells me that, look, actually it is good for you. There's a message in here for you, because you were blindly doing this and that, And now by this, actually, this is a message from your creator telling you that, and then he gives me an explanation of that. So what is the first response from me? If I check myself, I'm having this anger. I don't want to accept that because it is definitely somebody maybe did an injustice to me, and I'm just focusing on this part, and I would like to beat this, whatever was the cause of me getting this unexpected thing. In the case of a car accident, let's say, this drunken driver who hit my car. So I just want to go and crash this guy rather than taking it as a message. But somebody says, no, 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 hang on. So this is a message for you from your creator. But my response being, no, are you going to teach me what's right, what's wrong? I know that this is something bad and that must go no matter what. This shouldn't have happened in the first place. This accident is a thing that is out of place. There is no wisdom, no mercy, no purpose in it. How come it's going to be good? This is definitely evil. And by you telling me that actually this is something, a good message for you, there is a purpose behind it, you're just becoming this annoying guy who is trying to paint things beautifully or whatnot, but it doesn't make any sense. So you are just wasting my time, wasting my emotions, wasting my focus. And this is something that's totally against me. So I'm going to, there's this urge. And then there's this tendency after this is established, and I guess as Abdurrahman very beautifully said, it also applies to human messengers. So human messenger comes and tells me the purpose of this existence, and it's now drawing a totally different picture in front of me. So I used to take things in the face value. I was working so hard to become successful in this life because I want to receive appreciation of people. And he comes and tells me that, what's your purpose in life? Do you really want appreciation of human? So it doesn't make any sense. Receiving like the good success, like appreciation of success from other people, this is not going to give you anything. At the end of the day, you're going to die. Actually, at the end of every day, you are dying. So once I hear such a message, I immediately become the enemy of this messenger, because my beautiful dreams are being attacked by this person. Actually, it's just words. But if these words are true, then I have been working for the wrong thing for so long. I don't want this person to be right, because if he is right, I have wasted my life so far, and I cannot accept that. So, and as long as this person keeps speaking in there, he is going to put me into this anguish. I'm going to have this internal conflict because I want to close my ears when somebody tells me about my truth. And I also know my truth, but I don't want to admit it. So what do? لَنَرْجُمَنَّكُمْ. I'm going to go and stone this person because I want to stop this happening. Just stop speaking. I don't want to hear. Yes, you are just telling me, but I don't have any answer to give to you. Actually, such a response, لَنَرْجُمَنَّكُمْ, sort of a response, I'm going to damage you or stone you, sort of a response is an indication that I don't have an answer to the message that you bring. Deep down, I know what you are telling is true, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to accept it. And since I cannot refute what you are saying, how am I going to save myself from this anxiety? By stopping you from uttering those words so that the message does not come to me. Because if it comes, it becomes a torture for me. So this is why, although message is in the domain of conversation, the response is not in the domain of conversation. Response is just physically attacking or trying to just annihilate the message bearer, killing the messenger, or as they say, shooting the messenger. See, very interesting thing, and it's a general theme in Quran, in prophetic stories. People have this tendency to kill their messengers. And in general, it is being depicted as the people of Israel killed their messengers, and this is why they were doomed, so on and so forth. But when Quran talks about people of Israel, as we have been studying in those discussions, Quran is telling us our own story. Do I have this attitude as it is being described under the title of people of Israelic attitude, let's say? Do I have such an attitude? It's an attitude that's being described over there. So do I have a tendency to stone or kill the messengers? I need to ask that question to myself. And I find myself in this place actually, when I don't want to get a message out of something, but rather if somebody, let's say, tells bad things about me, and I become embarrassed in front of other people because of this person's sentences. And then a friend of mine comes and tells me that, well, Yusuf, actually, this is a message to you. This creation was a messenger. Like this person in and of himself might be having those ill will against you. Let's not talk about that. But the point is, your creator allowed such a creation, or this person has chosen to embarrass you, but this choice came into existence. It didn't stay only in the choice. So for example, now I am willing to fly, but still I am sitting in here. My choice, my will is not granted existence. But in that case, this person's choice of insulting me is given existence. So my friend, my good friend will come and say that this you being insulted is a message. Don't kill that message, but benefit from that. Try to take the message, try to understand what is being said to you with this creation. What is my response? If I check my feelings, I have a tendency not to accept this attitude, because rather I would like to go and annihilate this image of being insulted. I don't want to retain this. And I just want to kill that image by saying that, no, I'm not a person to be insulted, step back. And then I start saying things. So what happens at the end? What happens at the end is the next verse, the last sentence of the verse actually. بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ. Indeed, you are wasteful, a group of people that are wasteful. I wasted another opportunity that was sent to me to understand something about myself and my creator, who I am in this existence, the needy one, and my provider at the other side of the equation. I wasted another opportunity. So before getting into this verse number 19 in depth, so there's also one note, وَلَيَمَسَّنَّكُم مِّنَّا عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. So when they say, when this attitude of the wrong attitude, let's call it this way, I don't want to say it, but they have, or some people have, I also have this attitude. They say there is going to be a grievous suffering that we will inflict on you. So they are attributing this, because the messenger said, we don't have any authority over you. We just delivered the message. But now these people are, as a response, saying that, no, we are going to inflict something upon you, although you are claiming that you do not inflict anything upon me. You just claim that you are delivering the message. And I guess, as Abdurrahman was saying, this is so annoying actually, as if this person is saying that I don't do anything. Look, I'm just delivering a message, but you are getting annoyed by this message. I just say the message and that's all. He says, and then he puts his hands like this. But then as a response, I am saying that, look, you don't do anything to me, you say, right? But I am going to do something to you. I'm going to beat you so bad that you are going to know what it means to inflict something on someone. There is a long comment from Abdurrahman and Aisha Noor. Would you guys like to read it yourselves? No. Okay, so I need to read it. They say, I don't want to accept a creator that would create a car crash. Since I hate car crash, I believe my creator should not create it for me. And I refuse to accept a message in a car crash, since I have deemed it evil for myself already. If I accept the messenger saying the car crash is not evil, it's good, it requires me to dissolve my stubbornness and embrace my impotence and need for guidance. It's almost easier to just be angry and hateful and stubborn, though that never solves anything. Very beautiful. Jazakallah khair. Yes, 100% agree. And then I guess this last part is again as if having this feeling that when the messenger comes and suggests me this message and says that I don't do anything to you, the response in verse number 18 shows that actually, although it is just a message that is being delivered, it is having an impact on me. But the messenger was saying that I only delivered the message, I don't do anything beyond. But if I am willing to kill that messenger, that means I don't take it as such. I don't think that it is just delivering of a message. I think like it is penetrating in me. This is why I want to penetrate this stone into the head of this messenger, for instance. Why do I feel like that? Why do I take it, if you like, as personal and as an insult? So I should ask this question to myself. Yeah, Atik says, this is what bad drivers say to convince themselves they're not bad drivers. So, yeah, then that means in my mind, when I receive message, the message that I dislike, it is having a negative effect on me. This is my self-image. And this is what exactly the messengers are identifying in here. If you like, diagnosing a disease in me. They say, قَالُوا طَائِرُكُمْ مَعَكُمْ. Actually, your bad omen, I mean, in that translation, the translator said, your destiny, good or evil, is bound up with yourselves. But I'm going to go with another translation as in line with the previous one. Because in 18, they were saying that you brought us omen. You brought us evil. Now they're saying that, no, I just delivered the message. I didn't brought any omen to you. I didn't harm you, but you harmed yourself. The message came to you. You took the message in such a wrong way that it became a torture for yourself. You did it to yourself. I didn't do anything, the messenger says. And in dhukirtum. So the only thing I did to you was a reminder. So is being reminded something bad? Is being reminded a bad omen? They say. So this is not something evil. You are just being reminded of your truth. So if, for example, this is how it happens when you are driving, right? Let's say one of your tires is flat, but since you're driving, you're not aware of that. If another driver comes and honks, since you are driving fast and then maybe listening to music very loud, the guy just honks so hard to remind you of your flat tire. Is this something bad? So your omen or your bad or your evil is within you. I didn't do anything bad to you, the messenger says, which is I mean, very beautiful actually. You go to the doctor, and I assume this might be happening more in terms of psychiatrists, because nobody wants to be labeled as having some psychological problems. I wouldn't like, for instance. And if I go to a doctor and doctor puts a diagnosis on me, and if I start fighting against the doctor, how dare you tell me this? How dare you tell me that I have such and such problem? What would be this doctor's response? Your problem is within you. I didn't say anything. I just diagnosed what is in you. And this was a reminder of your own condition to you, so that you're going to fix the problem, so that we try to fix it together. But I don't do anything. I'm just showing you in what state you are in. I just deliver the message. I don't have any power over you to change you. And I don't ask anything in response from you for my person. That's all I do. And then they conclude, the messengers conclude, بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ. Indeed, you are a nation or a group of people that are wasteful. This is your problem. You are wasting all these messages. This is if you like, this was your capital, the most important thing for your humanity that you were in need of. And you are categorically against receiving this. You are wasting all these opportunities, all these messages that are being presented to you. So here, this part of this metaphor, this story ends with verse number 19. So I would like to give the mic to you. Any comments, any questions so far about the main theme, how we came here, anything in these regards, please? If not, then let's stop here today, as we are end of our 1 hour time. Then in the next part of the story, okay, Aisha and Abdurrahman raised their hands. Please go ahead.
I just have a very quick comment. Thank you for the discussion. I think just reading this verse, it's, you know, your destiny, good or evil, is bound with yourselves, and you know you're wasting your own selves, and how we're saying, yeah, we're wasting all the messages that are given to us, and like just the message I'm getting here, the lesson that I'm hearing here is, it's up to me to read things as good and evil. Like I am the one that like makes things good or evil for myself. You know, especially I'm the one that makes things evil for myself. And when I read things incorrectly, or when I think something good is actually bad, or like if I think a car crash is like a terrible thing, in reality, you know, there's a message there, and yeah, maybe you don't like it, but that doesn't mean it's evil for you. And so this is, I realize it's like and I think kind of Surah Yasin is in this vein, is it's telling you to heed the message. It's telling you to stop being like the ones that are shackled up and they don't see what's around them. It's telling you to, you know, this is a change I can make within me. This is a change that, you know, this is definitely speaking to me. It's telling me that change how you look at the world, change how you look at creation, how you look at yourself. And you know, this is a change you need to do individually and in you, rather than going to someone else and telling them something. It's definitely something you need to work on in yourself, and that you know, you could make things, or everything could be good for you. It's a possibility. You know, the things that you hate in your life and that you're not happy with, they could become good for you if you heed the message in them. You need to heed the message.
Jazakallah khair, very beautiful. Yeah. And at the very beginning of the chapter, when it was describing the people that are denying the message and messages from the very beginning, the image that was drawn in front of us was a person whose neck is like with chains, head is up so that they cannot bound down. And also there is a wall before and after the person so that they cannot see. So it was like a very constrained imagery, and as if constrained to the moment. I just live the life as the momentary joys. I don't have any past, I don't have any future. I only have the moment, and I am trying to make most out of it. But if I live life as such, what happens is all the joys, they just simply go away from my hand. I cannot really cling to them. They don't stay with me. So in a sense, by choosing to live life as such, by design, I am becoming wasteful, because if I look life as such, nothing can stay in between my hands. It's not only I am wasting the message and messenger. If I choose to not to listen to message and messenger, meaning that if I choose not to take the existence as message and messenger, nothing stays in my hand. Everything disappears. Everything just escapes. I cannot hold on to anything. I feel like I can hold on to joys, but since I'm not taking them as messages, they also go away from in between my hands. So in a single word, to summarize what I am is musrifun. I am just musrif. I am the one, a wasteful person who wastes. Jazakallah khair. So let's stop here, and inshallah next week we will start with a man who is running, who came running from the farthest end of the city and calling unto the people, follow these message bearers, follow those who ask no reward of you, and they themselves are rightly guided. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.